So we're looking at centre backs today. We've had plenty of new ones, some Evos, some not so great, but there is a lot to dive into. So if you're looking for coins, check in the description for Eldorado. Depending on the coin amount that you're looking for, the delivery time is displayed on the website, and you'll see lots of different trusted sellers with reviews on specifics and also the ability to be able to pick who you want. It will also show how much they have in stock, and obviously you can see that they are verified members. There is 100% refund ability and also 24/7 support if you need any questions with your coin needs. Also, if you head over to Trustpilot as well, you can see over 30,000 upvotes for them. You can see how reliable they are. Obviously great feedback across the entire board with Eldorado. So when on checkout, make sure you are using the code JT11 for 5% off your order every time. Discount code JT11. Now let's get back to the video. As we start, we are getting a grassroots coming in, and we are getting some leaks. We know that Araujo is going to get a monster upgrade for him, even though I do think he's still pretty good as an 89 now. He's obviously got himself the double play style plus. There's going to be some that I think do need an upgrade now. Bastoni's going to be one of them. When we look at the level of centre backs, there is so many options this year. Normally it was kind of like a Ramos Virgil, a Maldini Virgil, a Ramos Virgil, and maybe even throwing Varane now at this point. There's always been a top two. Very hard to miss, very hard to kind of get away from. They were the best of the best. Now, when we look at Team of the Year, I must admit, they are incredible. As we know, Team of the Year cards this year have done really, really well. I think Virgil and Saliba, there's no question. Naturally, they've got the free play style pluses. They're incredible in the actual chemistry together, and they link really, really well. I think Renard definitely puts herself up into the top category as well. Last year, she had a stunning Team of the Year, which worked out perfectly if you managed to get her. Paredes, though, I must admit, I've got her in the team. She went out of the team, unfortunately. I think, again, she's a very good player. I'm not saying that she's awful by any means, but in terms of what I've played with her, she's not as good as what I've got in the club already, and that's going to be the biggest problem. Is we've got the Team of the Year Evo, Evo Star, the 92 centre back that you could have chosen. It could have been anybody. Pretty much most centre backs were in it, other than like your Virgil. You got Saliba in there. You got Stam in there. You could even go further down into like a Yoro, who I personally chose, and they all got to 92 with some very good stats. They are at that same level, in my opinion. They got the anticipate and a pinged pass if you didn't get another playstyle plus in there already. But regardless, you probably already have one centre-back done. Virgil, even now, I still think can still play in any version that he's got. The gold card is still absolutely up there. There's absolutely no question about it. He's a phenomenal centre-back in any version. He's basically the Mbappe of the gold defenders. We look at a few others that kind of need the upgrade. When we look at someone like a Koyunde, I think he's a stunning player when it comes to it, but realistically now, he's going to be more right back than he is centre back. He's more than likely waiting for another Evo to go up, and this is kind of going on more of a centre-back role rather than his right-back, because I think he would be slightly more valued as a right-back in my opinion. I think he would still be usable, but he's definitely needing that double play style plus. Most cards now are going to need it, and as we're starting to get the Evos in there, the player of the months are getting double play style pluses on a guarantee. Eventually we'll see that with Team of the Week, potentially, but they need something to kind of keep going. Gabriel is a perfect one with it. Great trailblazer when he came out. He obviously has the aerial plus, which is fantastic, but needs now a little bit more. Needs to give a bit more. Same as Bastoni. You could get away with them, kind of like the Gold Virgil. If you can defend well, you can use pretty much most people as long as they've got a suitable playstyle plus. But realistically, when you look at them compared to some of the big centre backs we've got, they're not going to compare. We look at the likes of Bailly of that, I'd probably just miss him. With the names that we've got potentially on the Evos, you're not really going to choose him over a Tomori. You're not going to use him over a Ruben Diaz in terms of putting him into that Evo, unless it was just specifically for him. Ake is another one. I think you could get away with the usable, but I do think Evo would be the shout for him. Araujo, in terms of value, is actually still pretty decent on what he comes in. To say he was out during the Champions League, we've got 423,000 for him. It's a pretty hefty price still for what time he actually came out. And granted, his upgrades didn't come until recently, but still, a stunning card if you've got him. The lovely double playstyle plus of the jockey and block work well. He's obviously got his pace. He can play right back, but being 6'2", I think he suits better into that centre-back role. We then have some of the new ones. We obviously got the winter wildcard Guehi. We've got Danilo, Dunk, De Ligt. All decent centre-backs in their own eyes. I think they're okay. Most of them, to be honest, could do with an upgrade of some kind. Dunk probably is a miss. Not necessarily because of what card he's got, but realistically, he needs an Evo already. And he's a 90 rated. The likely chances of us getting a 90 Evo anytime soon, and you're going to choose Dunk, is very, very slim. De Ligt, on the other hand, I think out of a personal, I don't know, a bit more leniency, maybe a bit of bias, I would say could do with the upgrade, but we do know that the 88s are now getting up there. Same as Danilo, I'd probably miss him. Guehi, I think, has got a chance. I think Evo would be really nice for him as well. Adding a double onto him, slide tackle, block, bruiser, adding a little bit more on that pace, but then the defensive physical aspect is alright. The only thing that kind of gets me with him would be the fact his dribbling being 78, it's just a little bit lower. Like 83 on the composure, it's good enough, but that's kind of not what the list is all about. That's kind of telling me he just needs that little bit more, especially with some of these future stars that we have got as well. Van de Ven is an easy one for the Evo. He has had quite a few, so he's an easy one at the top, especially if he does get something massive of an upgrade. He's going right to the top of the list because he's fantastic in that role. Obviously, Tomori would go there. Some of the new future stars will obviously need a little bit of an upgrade as well. I think some of them are coming into more of the usable side of it, but realistically there's a lot that just kind of go by the waistline as well. We did get the brand new centre back from Barcelona as well, Anticipate and also long ball pass. It's not my favourite in terms of the combination, but it still works. 6 foot with a 4-star weak foot, obviously can only play centre back as well. I've used him a couple of times over the past couple of weeks, or past week. He's been decent enough. Just not really going to take out the top meta. That's kind of my thoughts on him. Mappy I'd drop down now. She was fantastic during the numero foot, but the centre-backs that have come out after are just better. We got the new Man City centre-back. I personally would be looking more towards of an extra upgrade for him. Now, we did have technically a future star upgrade, which was a star power 2. Would give him the long ball plus as well as a little bit of an upgrade, but realistically, I'd hold out. I know we're getting lots of 88 upgrades now in Evos. I would wait for a defensive playstyle if I'm being honest. I think it's nice that we've got the upgrade for the future stars and all for it. If you've got a centre mid or anybody that could warrant having that long ball plus, fantastic. But a centre back, I probably wouldn't go for it. I'd maybe, if you're looking at someone like Morelio, you've already got the double. That's fantastic. It's not going to give him the triple anyway, so that would work really well. But for him, I think he needs a little bit more from him, but he's got a base stats that can hold him out for right now. Ruben Diaz, I personally would just wait for a new card. I don't see that being evoed without kind of not much of an upgrade. If he gets one like an Anticipate comes and it's no overall upgrade, no stat upgrade, it's just adding a double playstyle plus, fantastic, but realistically, it's not going to happen anytime soon. I just don't see the 89 getting in there. Nesta, fantastic. We got some really nice future star icons. Mainly the two, well, I suppose the 3 that we will talk about. He's coming in 163. It's a bog standard one. It's nice of an upgrade for him. Obviously getting an 8 pace upgrade is good, but it's still standard when it comes to it. Vidic is a funny one because last year he was just brilliant with every upgrade. This year, still a little bit tense with him. I would personally wait for another upgrade for him. He got it in Winter Wildcard, so he's going to be due an upgrade within the next couple of promos. Same with Desai, a little bit of an upgrade's needed. I do think with the extra pace on top, could add a bit of a better level for him, but still most definitely on the verge of potentially needing that Evo as well. Same as Herrero. Now, Herrero kind of works just really well with the defensive stats of him. Obviously having 94 on the defending, the 88 physical. I know Vidic has got 91-90, but when we look at kind of like his composure and stuff like that, it lets him down a little bit more, whereas I think Herrero in-game just works really well. He's obviously got a little bit more on the composure as well, so I'd keep him with that usable side 100%. Tar, I like Tar, to be honest. I think he would stay in the usable. Johnny Stones was unbelievable. He was absolutely crazy in game. And to be honest, Varane, with the upgrades he's got, we're going to go with Evo because we know that he could go into that Team of the Year Evo star. And it would definitely put him straight back into that very usable top meta category as well. We then kind of come into some of the big boys now. Obviously, looking at the company, he's got himself the Winter Wildcard version. He could do with a little bit of an upgrade now. I would kind of be looking towards a lot of these going into the very usable. Eder Militao, stunning upgrade. If he got the double on that numero foot, that would have just been game over for him. He'd have been top meta without a question. At the minute without, he's up there. But we've got a lot of centre-backs that now have them exact same stats, the same level of kind of importance, but needs... Well, they have the double play stop plus. That's really what it's come down to. They've got to kind of almost compete with the triple. Not many will. There's got to be some, like Maldini, I think 100% does. I think Haaland has exceptional ability. I do think with the body type and just how they've made him, he's one of them broken ones in my opinion. Same as Rio Ferdinand, and obviously Virgil comes next to himself quite easily, like regardless of the level of him. I absolutely love Van Dijk in this scenario. And as you go down the kind of price list of centre-backs, you can kind of get a grips of what people like. I think maybe Militao, I'm still going to stand by it. I know he's expensive, but he was one of the better numero foots. He needs the double. I would much rather have the double. He's got the stats down to an absolute T, but he's not going to get that double anytime soon. 91 Evo is not happening for a while. Obviously, Rio's up there, Carlos Alberto's up there. I would say some of these are just absolutely exceptional in themselves. So realistically, after that, other than Romero, needs that play style plus badly, if he can get one at any point, to be honest. I believe most of these, Baresi I'd probably miss off now. I think pretty much every one of them would now pretty much be in that top meta. I think all of them are on that same sort of level of being very, very top end. Rudiger's up there. Lucio's obviously up there. I love Konate. I think he's definitely in deserve of a double, but he's not going to get a double play stop plus. Like with Militao, he would need just a single double play stop plus. Doesn't matter on the rating. So whether they do that, hopefully they do at some point, but I don't see it anytime soon. I would go with the rest of these in the very usable section. They are all very good centre-backs in their own right. They all have the ability. Most of them have a double as well, which is always perfect. And most of them, like Bobby Moore, have had a decent pace upgrade as well. But that's going to be everything. Let me know down below what centre-back pairing you're using, or even trio. Are you using a 5-back? Leave it down below in the comments. Peace. Make sure you subscribe.